welcome to Colleen's Corner. I'm Colleen, and this is not a corner, but it is a room, and I'm gonna answer your questions in it, so let's get started. I asked you guys on Twitter to ask me some questions. I'm gonna be getting to a lot of them, but I want to address the one that's the title of this video because it's the majority of the questions that I got, so I thought it might just be a good time to just chat about it for a second. I got a lot of questions about being pregnant, baby number 2, having a little girl, and hundreds more about adoption, about having another baby, all that type of stuff. If you guys watch my videos a lot, you know that I have mentioned how we want to adopt in the past, so I'm gonna talk about that for a minute because I have started the very beginning stages of doing research for that and looking into that. I love being a mom. It's my favorite thing in the world. I desperately want more children. If I had an easier pregnancy, I would have already had like 2 more kids by now, if that's even possible. Like, I love being a mom. It's my favorite thing ever. But my pregnancy was so miserable that I'm really scared to get pregnant again. A lot of people ask me, well,
why don't you just do surrogacy?
First of all, it's extremely expensive, and I just don't know that it's something I'm interested in, but we are very interested in adoption. Adoption is a big part of Eric's life because one of his brothers is adopted, and so his family is very familiar with that, and obviously we all are very supportive and excited about adoption. I think adoption is a beautiful, wonderful thing, and it is something that Eric and I have talked about many times and is something we are very interested in. But whenever I tell people, like, I don't know if I want to get pregnant again, they're just like, well, why don't you just adopt? We'd love to. I need to become more educated on it before I do it because there is so much that goes into adopting a child, not just with paperwork and waiting and meetings and consultations and evaluations. I mean, there is so much nitty-gritty that goes into adoption, but on top of that, it's a totally different mindset than pregnancy. Now, I am not very educated on adoption. I'm trying to get myself more educated on it. We're gonna wait a little bit longer before we actually dive into adopting or getting pregnant again, if that happens, oh my God. But for now, I've started doing research and started the process of learning about it. So if I say anything in this video that is offensive or wrong or ignorant about adoption, please let me know because I don't want to say or do anything the wrong way. Even though my husband has obviously personal experience with adoption, I don't. And so I'm learning about it and trying to figure it out. And so I would love any advice or thoughts on this. Obviously, there are a million differences between birth through my body and an adoption. I mean, the list is so long, I couldn't even list everything that is different between the two. One thing remains the same, and it is that I will love the child unconditionally no matter how it becomes my child. But the mindset is very different. So for example, if I were to get pregnant, it would be because I want a baby. I want another child, I want to grow my family, and I want that to be a part of my life. It's for me, it's for my family. Adoption is that as well, but more importantly, it's for that child. That child already exists in the world. When I get pregnant, I'm not getting pregnant for that fetus. You know what I mean? So it's a totally different mindset. Like if I wanted another baby through my body, I could literally just go to Eric and be like, hey, let's do it. And I don't mean like that. I mean, I do mean like that, but that's not what I meant. I just meant like, let's have a baby, but you know, we'd have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, ew, I hate myself. Please unsubscribe to me. If I wanted to get pregnant, I could do it. We could make that happen and then I'd be pregnant. Whereas with adoption, there is so much that goes into it. So to everyone who keeps asking like, why don't you have another kid yet? Are you gonna get pregnant? Are you gonna adopt? When are you adopting? Why aren't you having another kid? I mean, I don't just get these comments online. Like I literally can go to the park down the street and someone will see I have a 2-year-old and they'll be like, oh, are you working on number 2? And honestly, I usually am working on a number 2. It's just not the number 2 they're thinking of because I have bowel movement problems. But the answer is yes, technically we are working on it in the sense that like I'm starting to educate myself on it and learn about it. It is something that we hope to have a part of our life, but we will see how it goes. We don't know what the future holds. Maybe I'll get pregnant, maybe we will adopt, but regardless, I am starting very beginning stages of like educating myself on that and how all that goes. Ho 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 asked your favorite cake. Also the type, dry or moist. First of all, thank you for saying everyone's least favorite word in the world, but I do like a moist cake. I love chocolate cake and I don't like too much frosting. I don't like the fluffy, moussey type frosting. I like a thick, creamy, dark chocolate frosting and I like a moist, fluffy chocolate cake. Don't give me vanilla, that's garbage. What was your worst experience with the paparazzi? This is hilarious that you're assuming I've had lots of experiences with the paparazzi because I definitely have not. But I do have friends who are more famous than me, and so I've experienced paparazzi with them. One time I was paparazzi'd in Hawaii and I had a towel on my head and it was not a good experience because obviously I looked like this. The other couple times I've been paparazzi'd were once I was with Ariana, it was a bajillion years ago. The paparazzi were not nice, it was not a pleasant experience, and also my outfit was wild. I don't even know what my shoes are, but but that was that. And the other time I was with Jerry Seinfeld shooting Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. I had no idea they were there. I did not see them. The time with Ariana, they were like right in our face flashing and yelling at us. And the one in Hawaii, I didn't know they were there either. They were like in the water. So I was on the beach, so they were in the ocean, like taking pictures from the ocean, which I think is so weird. Was there a specific moment you realized you and Eric were meant to be together? I feel like that feeling happens so often, I can't pinpoint a first time that it happened, because there's so many times even now where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be with you forever. You're so awesome. I remember when we became friends, he had mentioned he never wanted to get married. He never wanted kids. Like that just wasn't him. So I thought that was interesting, but didn't think much of it. We were just like friends at that point. But then later when we started dating, I remember him saying, I want to marry you. I want you to have my kids. I want to have kids with you. I want to grow old with you. And I remember that like hitting me so hard, because I had remembered when we were friends, him telling me that like he never wanted to be married. He never wanted kids. That was not interesting to him at all. And so then when he said that he wanted to do that with me, it meant so much, because I knew that's something he never wanted his whole life. Another like moment where I was like, my breath was kind of taken away was like, I was gonna go do this big event and I was all dressed up and I was running out the door, and he stopped me and he gave me a big hug and he said, I wish I could be there to support you and just hold your purse for you. And I cried. He was hugging me and I remember my eyes were filled up with tears, and I was just like, because the fact that he just was so supportive of me in my career, and I felt like I was like annoying him by like having to work and like go to an event and all this stuff, but I was wrong. He was so supportive and excited for me. To this day, we are each other's biggest fans and supporters, and I love that about our relationship. He showed that a lot at the beginning of our relationship, which always just made me feel really wonderful. Do you remember your dreams? What's the last dream you remember? For some reason, I had a dream that Cheyenne Jackson showed up at my house with a huge donut, and he was so excited to share it with me because it was a donut stuffed donut. So when you bit into the donut, there was another whole donut inside of the donut, and that's all I remember. What was your first mainstream artist concert? How old were you and what do you remember? When I was 12, my mom sat me down and handed me 2 tickets to see Sheryl Crow. Excuse me. Which is so random, and I know that I liked one of her songs, like I'm gonna soak up the sun. Felt very random. I remember I was very appreciative and very excited, but I also was like, who's Sheryl Crow again? I remember seeing it and being like, wait, which one is Sheryl Crow? But that was my first concert, and it was the only concert I went to until I think like college or after college. I don't remember much about it, but I do remember smelling weed for the first time. I was 12 and I remember smelling it and going like, what is that? I then realized it was weed. Favorite Care Bear? Fun fact, actually really sad fact, I wasn't allowed to watch the Care Bears because they had magical powers, and magical powers are of Satan, which my parents did not approve of when I was a little girl. So I was not allowed to watch Care Bears because my parents thought they were satanic. Next question. Have you thought about doing any virtual performances? Funny you should ask that. I already did one. I did a Christmas concert and it went really well and it was super fun. So I'm doing another one. I'm doing a New Year's Eve concert on New Year's Eve. So please get your tickets. The link is below and you can come hear me sing and dance and do comedy and be a total idiot. Please tune in. Oh, this is a good one. What's the most awkward role you've ever had to play? Okay, so this isn't necessarily a role, but I did a Jason Robert Brown concert in college. And one of the songs I had to sing was like a love duet with this guy who's a good friend of mine. But I was like kind of sort of dating his brother at the time. And the guy I was kind of sort of dating was directing the show. And so he had to direct me and my friend, which was his brother, do like a love scene. And it's so painfully awkward. If I can find a video of it, I'm gonna put it in here. Like we are so uncomfortable and don't want to touch each other because it's literally like my kind of boyfriend's brother. We were directed to like never even really look at each other, so it was like the direction was weird and the blocking, it was all weird. I'm sure I've had worse ones, but that's just the one that pops in my mind right now. Rank from best to worst. Coffee, hot chocolate, hot tea. I am not a fan of hot drinks. I don't really like them. Sometimes I'll have a hankering for one when it's cold and chilly and I am tired. Like if I'm on a set early in the morning, like I need a coffee. But other than that, like I'm not really a hot drink person. But if I had to pick, I don't know. I think I would put it in this order. Hot coffee, hot chocolate, hot tea. I don't know. Do you ever think you'll move out of California, or do you think you found your forever home? I definitely don't think I'll move out of California. I love California, unless we move to like Vancouver for a little while, but even that I don't think would be permanent because I want to be around my family. I need to be around my family. All my family lives in California. And I love California. I'm a California girl, born and raised here. I love it here. It is my everything. But I don't think we've found our forever home in this home. We've actually been wanting to move, but moving is such a pain in the freaking moving butt, and our plan was to move this year, but then the pandemic happened, and obviously we're not going house hunting right now. So we want to move and don't know when that's gonna happen. Anyway, that's all the questions I have for you guys today. I hope you like this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment saying things because that's good. But do all the things you're supposed to do and share the video because no one sees my videos in their subscriptions anymore, which is really, really cool when this is my job and no one can find my videos. So I really like that YouTube is doing that to me. So thank you, YouTube, because you're always just blessing me with so many gifts. I'm really feeling the holiday spirit this year because you just keep hiding my videos from my subscribers. It's just like so unexpected and so sweet of them. I just am so appreciative they keep doing that to me. So thank you to them. But please leave comments below and like and do all the things you can to share and spread my videos if you like them because it really helps me out. Make sure to go check out my vlogging channel where I vlog every single day. Don't forget to get tickets to my show and also don't forget to get my merch. This is sold out, this particular one, but we have it in blue. We also have these cute sweatpants that say No Sleep Club on them and it has a matching hoodie that I like. I have lots of cute merch. Go check it out. I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna go hang out with my son. So I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.